Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki ISKCON founder Acharya, Bibde founder Acharya, save the whole world, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantara Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki, Vinda Devi Tulsi Maharani ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 6, entitled Sankhya Yoga, text number 8. I will read the words by myself. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vichitendriya Yukta iti uchyate yogi samalosa sarvaskanchana. Word to word meaning. Jnana, acquired knowledge. Vijnana, realized knowledge. Tripta, satisfied. Atma, living entity. Kutastaha, especially situated. Vijit indriyaha, sensually controlled. Yuktaha, competent for self-realization. Iti, thus. Uchyate is said. Yogi, the mystic. Sama, equipoised. Lostra, pebbles. Ashma, stone. Kanchanaha, gold. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: a person is said to be established in a self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by the virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is a self-control. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Translation with repetition. A person is said to be established in a self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Book knowledge without realization of supreme truth is useless. This is stated as follows. Atah Sri Krishna namadina bhavet grahim indriye sevan mukhe hi jivado swayam eva smriti adaha. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality and pastime of the Lord revealed to him. Padam Purana. This Bhagavad-Gita is a science of Krishna consciousness. No one can become Krishna conscious simply by mundane scholarship. One must be fortunate enough to associate with a person who is in a pure consciousness. A Krishna conscious person has realized knowledge by the grace of Krishna because he is satisfied with a pure devotional service. By realized knowledge, one becomes perfect. By transcendental knowledge, one can remain steady in his convictions. But by mere academic knowledge, one can be easily deluded and confused by apparent contradictions. It is the realized soul who is actually self-controlled because he is a surrender to Krishna. He is a transcendental because he has nothing to do with the mundane scholarship. For him, mundane scholarships and mental speculation, which may be as good as gold to others, are of no greater value than pebbles or stones. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshur Ulmitam Enaha Tasmai Se Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatide Satarane Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today's verse, Jnana Vigyan Tatma Kutasto Vistendriha Yukta Iti Uchyate Yogi Samalostasrama Kanchanaha. Translation goes like this. A person is said to be established in a self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in a transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stone or gold, as the same. So this verse is explaining about the person who is situated in a transcendence. What is a transcendence? He is in self-realization. He has achieved the self-realization. Jai Shri Krishna Satyabhama ki Jai, Shintai Gauranga ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. So the person who is a completely out of bodily conception of life, the person life is all around the bodily conception. How I can satisfy my body, and body is nothing but senses, full of senses. Just sense enjoyment is a goal of life. So that kind of people, they are in bodily conception of life. So when these senses are not satisfied, they are trying best to satisfy the senses by different means, but senses are not satisfied, then it leads to the anger, kama. When kama is not satisfied, then it leads to the anger. Anger comes. So people like demonic mentality, they are totally in a bodily conception of life. They just want to satisfy their bodily needs or sense enjoyment. Their life is all around sense enjoyment. And something is disturbing to that life, that means immediately they become angry upon others. So, such kind of this attitude, the bodily conception or sense enjoyment, that is totally condemned in a Vedic literature, totally condemned. So, we being a devotee of the Lord, we should practice this principle to come out from the bodily conception of life. Prabhupada explains, suppose one person is there, generally in olden days, or in fact current era also, modern era, people sometime at home, they keep one bird or parrot and inside the cage. And because as a pet nature, people have that kind of nature. So some people they keep. So suppose the person who just having one parrot within the cage, every day just cleaning the cage nicely, and is not taking care of the parrot within the cage. So what will happen? Day by day, just nicely cleaning the cage and putting some kind of some decoration, and just his consciousness is all around the cage. But he's not taking care of parrot within the cage. What will happen? Due course of time, what will happen? Down the line, after maybe 4 or 5 days, but that parrot is crying and it wants something, but he's not taking care of that. He's just external. He's totally focusing on cage. How nicely I can make this cage golden cage. How nicely I can clean. So what will happen? That parrot, gradually it will die. After 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and after 1 week it will die. Why? Because the requirement of the parrot is not fulfilled. The owner just took care of the cage only, external. But real stuff is within the cage. That he has forgotten, completely forgotten, because his consciousness is only on cage to show off. So, being a devotee of the Lord, this controlling the senses, not for our activity should be to to control the senses, and by controlling the senses we can get rid of these miseries of this world. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita further, somebody who practices this Krishna consciousness, gradually this ahar, nidya, bhaya, maithuna, eating, sleeping, mating and defending, these kind of 4 activities which are done by animal also and man also, human being. So human being also, if you are there, they are acting like an animal. So what we can say? 2-leg animal, right? We are acting like animal. Our consciousness is like animal. So we are like animal, but in only difference is in 2 legs, and animals in 4 legs. So the second principle is this: we should our activity, this daily activity, ahar, nidya, bhaya, maithuna, these 4 kind of activity should be regulated. Fully controlled way we have to do it. If at all we are looking for the real pleasure, eternal pleasure, transcendental pleasure. So this sense enjoyment, that will give you flickering happiness, momentary happiness for few seconds or minute, that's all. And later on, the sense enjoyment, actually it leads to the frustration. More and more we try to enjoy the senses, these senses will demand more. Less like fire, you put the ghee, then what will happen? Fire will subside, it will grow. What will happen? Fire will be more fuming, it will be more, becoming more and more. So more and more we enjoy the senses, more and more we senses ask for more, some more, like this. So the only, and at last will be frustrated, because as we know that from the concept fundamentals of the Gita, we are not the body, we are the soul. Just like that person should look for the parrot, not for the cage. So cage is not so important. Which is the priority? The parrot within the cage, that has to be taken care. So this, we have also got this cage. So we are cleaning the cage, decorating our cage, and the parrot, the soul is there within the cage, which within the body, that soul is there. That also we have to look for that. So Prabhupada says that soul, how that soul can be happy? The soul can be happy when the soul will get connected with the super soul. There is no other way. when that soul should start serving the super soul. Why soul should serve the super soul? Why? Because this soul is a part and parcel of the God. And God in a form of Paramatma or super soul is with us. So when we link ourselves with the Atma, get linked up with the super soul, then the transmission of the real happiness happen from the source. And what is the source? Krishna is the source. He is the source of all pleasure. So senses, they will give you a flickering happiness. And with that happiness, then senses will demand more happiness, and finally you will not get that eternal happiness, ultimate happiness. Then we become frustrated. So such kind of thing, when people in today's world, they are trying different ways to achieve the success, and finally it's not necessary that they will get it until unless they have mercy of the Lord. Karma is a one thing, our endeavor is one thing, but finally that success has to be sanctioned by the Lord. Many people, they are aspiring to become rich, right? Many people, they want to be very famous in the world. But can they be? No, until unless their endeavor, and that endeavor has to be sanctioned by the Lord, they cannot become success in their life. They cannot be. Because the sanction of the Lord is not there in their life. Even though atheist also, if atheist, he doesn't believe on the God, he does not know that finally the success is sanctioned by the Lord. So, being a part and parcel of the Lord, we should be serving the whole. Prabhupada says, God is our origin, Krishna is our origin, and we are a part and parcel of that whole, that supreme. So our duty is to serve the whole. And when the soul is serving the super soul or Lord Krishna, then it can be happy. Then because that relationship is called yoga. Yoga. When we are linked up with the Lord, linking is there, and from the linking, then serving is there. When we serve the Lord, then we can be happy. And Krishna can supply within the heart as a Paramatma unlimited happiness and bliss. So, our being a devotee, we should be controlling our senses to the minimal needs of our daily life. And practicing the yoga. Which is the yoga? Bhakti yoga can be practiced. Okay. So, just like today's verse, it is said, Jnana Vijnana Tiptatma Kutasto Vijitendriyaha. The person who has controlled the senses, fully senses are controlled, and he has come to the platform of the knowledge. What is the knowledge? We cannot be happy by material enjoyment. We cannot be happy at all. So such kind of knowledge, materially, whatever you do, we get flickering happiness or one drop happiness. We cannot be happy at all. This knowledge, and by practicing this knowledge in our daily life, and it becomes the part of life. It comes to our 24/7 in our consciousness. That's called Big Jnana. So Jnana and Big Jnana. The person has to come to the platform of Jnana, not only Jnana. Jnana will not help. Many people, they do smoking, drinking, like they know that drinking is not good at all, smoking is not good at all, but still they are doing. Why they are doing? Jnana is there, Big Jnana is not there. Practical knowledge is not there. Okay, so here Krishna is telling Jnana and Big Jnana, he has to come to the platform of self-realization. What is self-realization? We are not the body, we are the soul. And the soul is a part and parcel of the Lord. So that soul has to serve the Lord every day, every moment, every activity should be Krishna Arpanam, should be done for the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord, not for my pleasure. Generally, we do everything what we like for ourselves. So that has to extricate it. We have to come out from that. Our activity should be pleasing the Lord or not. That is the parameter we have to put. That is the check we have to put. Otherwise, those activities are material activities. So people cannot be happy by doing the material activities. They have to come to the transcendental activities or divine activities. And what are divine activities? Serving the Lord is a divine activity. But how we can serve the Lord? Most simplest way we can serve, just by chanting. Nothing is required. Mala only, mala also not there. Like this we can count. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So like this we can count. Sometime, due to some situation, critical situation, we don't have mala. Still we can chant. We can serve the Lord. Most easiest way, that is given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, same verse, Lord is explaining when we come to the platform of knowledge and jnana and vigyana. We are not the body, we are the soul. And constantly soul should be serving the super soul. Okay, so that when we know that we are not the body, we don't see somebody as a cockroach or somebody as a cat or dog. No, they are part and parcel of Krishna. When we are in that platform, we are not distinguishing somebody is a lower, somebody is upper. We are in equal. What is equality? One and different. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu philosophy is Achinta Abheda Bheda. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu philosophy is Achinta Abheda Bheda. So the same time, same and different. So we being a devotee, constantly serving the Lord by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay. So this way we see anyone is born in a lower family or upper family, a rich person or poor person. We have nothing to do with rich and poor. The person, that soul is within that poor or soul body, that Atma, that has to be awakened. So that is the level, Tattvadarshinaha. So we have to come to that knowledge and that realization. We are part and parcel of the Lord and should be constantly serving the Lord by different ways. Okay. So one of the small incident, pastime I would like to just, came across. Once in the United States, Srila Prabhupada time, people from the general massa people. So as we know that our lifestyle is very competitive in the US now also, very competitive. Everyone is chasing the happiness. Happiness with different means. Though it's not necessary we can get success or happiness in our life. So that person got frustrated in life. So he wanted to commit suicide. So he thought, today I will commit suicide. So the person in a car itself, he was sitting and he just turned on that AC reverse order. So gradually that oxygen level in a car will reduces and he will die. That was his plan. So because of frustration in life, so that car was parked on the road. So some devotee, some Krishna devotee, they were doing book distribution. So they were going and they passed by from that car. They put one book next to that mirror. So car front area, big mirror, they put this book is called Beyond Birth and Death. So he was suffocating because of lack of oxygen, because he wanted to commit suicide. But he saw that beyond birth and death, something is beyond death. What is that beyond and death? So immediately he came out from the car and took that book and started reading. Oh, beyond and birth and death, something is beyond the death. Generally, people who are in body conception of life, completely engrossed in sense enjoyment, they will not focus on something beyond death. Something is there. Immediately it clicked. Something is beyond death. What is that? Let me know this. I should know that. Then he started reading. Then he came to know we are not the body, we are the soul, and there is no death for the soul. There is the birth and death for the body, not for the soul. Then suddenly that person immediately gave up the idea of committing suicide because of just reading one line. What is the line? Beyond birth and death. Just that much he clicked. And he gave up the idea of committing suicide. And then he rushed toward the ISKCON. Where is this book is from where? Oh, this is the temple, Hare Krishna temple. Immediately he rushed to the temple and finally he approached the devotee. Gradually he became devotee of Krishna. Such a nice devotee. And later on he became very nice book distributor. So nicely he used to distribute the books. So Prabhupada books is full of knowledge. It can change the life. It will take you out from all the miseries of life. So our goal should be read every day Prabhupada books and practice in our daily life and tell to others. How we can tell to others? Inspire others. Give one book small book to others. And they will read the book. They will understand. goal of life is not what I'm looking for. The goal of life something else that is given in the Vedic literature. So that devotee, that finally the devotee joined the temple and became full-time missionary of the Lord. See the potency of reading Prabhupada books or distributing Prabhupada books. So we should read the books and give to others and inspire others to take up the books. Okay. So with this, we'll end here. Okay. Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.